Welcome back to Yang Daily. I'll be your host, Alex Cheney, bringing you all the Yang news you need to live your life right. My apologies for being tardy. It's tough trying to do this while trying to find income. Where are you when I need you, UBI? We've got some wild stuff in this one, and then I'll get another brief episode out later tonight. Let's dig in. So, yesterday we compared US police to Norway. Today we'll compare to England via The Guardian's modern record of shootings. In England and Wales, population of 57 million, there have been 55 fatal police shootings in the last 24 years. In the US, population of 316 million, there have been 59 fatal police shootings in the past 24 days. The US essentially has 365 times more shootings than England, with only about 6 times more population. Jesus Christ. I knew it was bad, but not that bad. And actually, those 24 days are from January, so it doesn't include any spike from the protests. Police here also kill more people every week than Germany kills every year. Bonus fun fact, Iceland has only one fatal police shooting in its entire 71-year existence. Hate to be that guy, right? I think it's fair to say that we have some improvements to be made. And if you thought the stories of police brutality had run out, well, guess again. For today, we have video of police from the Anoka Sheriff's Office in Minneapolis clearly stabbing the tires of countless civilian cars with knives in areas where the cars are predominantly those of protesters. And not just a couple of rogue cops, but a whole crew with dozens of others watching. And they did it to dozens of cars, all 4 tires. Law and order at work. According to the Star Tribune, this was supposedly at the direction of the state-led multi-agency command center, so that makes it so much better. Minnesota's Department of Public Safety spokesperson, Bruce Gordon, said that the officers strategically deflated the tires to stop behaviors such as vehicles driving dangerously and at high speeds in and around protesters and law enforcement. Have you ever heard a load of BS bigger than that? Apparently cars are illegal now because they could be dangerous. Outlawing coffee for the same reason. They're coming for you, Starbucks. The troopers reportedly targeted cars that contained items used to cause harm during violent protests, such as rocks and concrete. Except that seems highly unlikely given the entire parking lot of cars suffered the treatment, including those of medics and news crews. You know, those violent ne'er-do-wells. Also fairly certain that slashing tires, even if that had been the case, wouldn't be the appropriate response. And they apparently were not reluctant to carry out these dubious orders either, as according to New Yorker journalist Luke Mogelson, when he passed through the police line to return to his rental car, the police informed him the tires were punctured and laughed about it, all with grins on their faces. I wonder if this will make it harder for the people who care more about property damage than human rights to make excuses for the police. Somehow, I suspect they'll work around it. So now that we've established even further that many of the police precincts are little more than gangs of lawless, violent thugs, another good Defend Police reference came out today, again from The Guardian. Somewhat ironic since Yang suggested renaming a newly constituted police force Guardians. The article lays out how defund the police means shrinking the police force and reinvesting the money into social services that could prevent crime in the first place, or shifting responsibility on the many events police are currently left to respond to, even though they aren't events requiring or well-suited to an armed response. My summary would be, invest more in societal health instead of letting it go to crap, and leaving it to police to clean up all the mess. The article also dips into exorbitant and growing police budgets. For example, police are half the budget of LA. How police don't have a good track record on even much of the crime they're meant to handle, such as rape, property crime, and domestic violence. Certainly not tire slashing, right? How some examples have shown the police themselves may actually be a cause of crime, as reductions in police have reduced rates of crime in some cases. And how police unions currently oppose all attempts at reform, demonstrating a selfish lack of concern for societal health. It's a good one to bookmark and refer to people to, which you'll do often if you talk about defunding the police. Which leads me to another point. We need a different tagline for this movement. Almost everyone misunderstands defund the police to mean completely eliminating the police, and pretty much no one understands what it actually means without having it explained to them. It's misleading and very easy to mischaracterize and demonize. All signs point to bad marketing. We need a better brand. Something along the lines of rebuild police is what I was thinking. Gives the impression of tearing down the current law enforcement system and rebuilding it, which is accurate. Getting around the unions pretty much requires disbanding the department and starting over. I'm sure there's a better one, though. Help me think of it. Shoot me a private message on Twitter if you come up with something great. I'm liking this approach to police reform. It seems the effective, efficient, smart, and humane way to go, but it's going to fail if we don't find a better brand, because marketing is king. Some fun news for ranked choice voting today. Apparently, they tried using it in the Republican convention this year, and an overwhelming majority of those surveyed afterward were satisfied with the results and preferred it to previous methods. They were pretty much already doing it, just in a far less efficient manner of holding repeat elections instead of doing it with a single ranked ballot. Finally, a lovely woman by the name of Kimberly Jones treated us to an incredibly powerful and accurate speech regarding the riots and looting that offend so many, and why she doesn't have a problem with it. She points out what I've been having to explain to a lot of people, which is the hypocrisy of denouncing the riots and looting without paying any attention to the cause of it. She goes into the economic oppression of the Black community over centuries, likening it to a game of Monopoly where any money you earn is taken from you, and after hundreds of rounds, people are trying to tell you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. She also cites the atrocities of the massacres at Tulsa and Rosewood, which you should Google if you aren't aware of them. I wasn't, which in itself is an appalling example of racism in education. Just to give you an idea, entire Black towns were wiped out, with actual bombs dropped from multiple planes in the case of Tulsa, and no arrests were made. Kimberly goes on to explain how Black people in her town don't own anything because of this systemic exploitation, and that she doesn't give a damn if the target burns down in light of that. She ends by saying that people are lucky Blacks are looking only for equality and not revenge. I love this woman. Watch the video in the links below. You will love her too. And that'll do it for today's Yang Daily. Bookmark the police shootings and tire slashing articles, in case anyone tries to tell you things are fine here. Bookmark the defund police article, in case you need to educate people on that. Bookmark the RCV article, so Republicans know it's not witchcraft. And bookmark Kimberly's video because it's freaking awesome. Help spread the word on coordinating with protesters to give the movement clear policy goals. If you're going out to protest, wear protection, especially on your eyes, head, and throat. If you get arrested while protesting, remember not to say anything without a lawyer. Whatever you choose to do, be wise, be safe, and act with measured purpose toward real solutions. And don't forget to Yang Daily.